Mark 1000. Alright, we are operating roughly a 10-second delay on Twitch. Once YouTube, hello, welcome to the stream. I hope your time is doing the way you want it to. Still kind of waking up. Finishing off breakfast. Work is work. Schedules change. I will try to keep things as consistent as I can. Other than that, we're still on course to play Timberborn. If for some reason we can't play Timberborn, Rise from Ruin has released. We can always play that. Sorry, like I said, finishing off breakfast. And yeah, and then after that, so like I said, it'll either be Timberborn, Rise from Ruin, Crimson Desert, or actually, no, if we end up playing Rise from Ruin, we have to flop. So it'd either be Timberborn, Rise from Ruin, Crimson Desert, or Rise from Ruin, Timberborn, Crimson. Because I don't think Rise from Ruin, like, I'm sure it will take time, but it's not going to take much longer than Timberborn would take. So it is that thing of like, well, the reason why I'm doing it in the order I am doing it is to give time for Crimson Desert to release. So they're flippy floppies there. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. No major announcements I can think of. Today's broadcast is brought to you by viewers like you. So thank you very much for your support. Oh, I screwed that. And whatever form that support comes in, it is truly appreciated. I always encourage conversation, so feel free to talk about whatever you want, ask about whatever you want. Please just keep a few things in mind. One, my focus is on the game, not the chat. Two, there's a 10-second delay on Twitch. 20 on YouTube. And 3, I tend to get distracted by anything and everything, especially if my lovely wife is involved. On top of all of that, no matter who you talk to, whether it be me or someone else, please keep it reasonable and respectful. We try to keep it a fun, relaxing place for people to hang out and be themselves. Alright, let's go ahead. Load up. That doesn't matter. This is the latest one. Hello, welcome back to a playthrough of Per Aspera. Yeah, we're into stage 2. We have set up a second colony. to help boost our research. I don't think it's full. No, it's getting there. It's getting there. Because at max, right? Oh, no, 174.2 is the max. So I guess it only needs to be halfway full to pump out the max. Alright, so we're at max. The one thing we might be waiting on is research stations. Like, this one needs... Yeah, that one's good to go. Alright. Yeah, so these four still need to kick in, and theoretically, 20, 25, 30, 30, that should get us up to a 35% boost. We have gotten the second colony up and running. We're debating a third. We have researched tier 3 mines. We're looking at hyperloops. We're starting to warm up the planet, which now means we need to take a look. We're going to do a quick little experiment. So this is 10,000. We're gonna jump to methane asteroid. Oh, and uranium mines. Interesting. So we'll research. I want to see if... Yeah, it looks like it just pauses. That's fine. We can't even do these three, until we actually have a stable atmosphere. So yeah, we're kind of on that. We're gonna research all three of these. We don't need the spaceport limit, because we're at a limit of 7, and I don't think we're gonna need more than that. I mean, we have to go down the line anyway. We might jump ahead on biotech if we start a third colony, which we might do. Otherwise, I think we're gonna bypass these. And we're not gonna, until we start getting water. Right? We'll worry about the water, the water structures when we have water. Something we do have to worry about, right, is the terraforming. So we're melting the poles, which is good. Then we create an atmosphere. So the goal is to reach at least 300 millibars. But we want 1,000, right? 330%. Yes, we want 1,000. Okay. Alright, so the third stage is liquid water and 1 millibar of oxygen. And here's the thing. With green Mars, we're going to have the bioenergy plants, and then breathable atmosphere. Once we get to this, we only need 30% O2. Right? So that's going to be introducing nitrogen and carbon dioxide. So there is a point in the final stage where if you're not careful and you have too much O2, things can spontaneously light themselves on fire. We want to try to avoid that. Now, we have plenty of income, probably a little too much carbon of everything. Apparently we're still struggling with ice. We don't need to make that. Plenty of everything. What we are debating... Oh, is this... Hold on, pause. Is this out? Yes. So we'll delete that. This has just been shut off. Okay. So... I think... how do I want to do this? So we're definitely going to expand this way, because there is a ton of water there. I think we have the resources and the bodies. I think we're going to expand out this way and tap all of this now to really boost, right? So if we're at 35, 40, 45, 50, 55% income, I think, to really boost our research. So if we take a look at core, so we need a worker hub here. We need a worker hub here. It's gonna be a stretch. And here. And then can't. Now I guess there is farming. Right? I think that... Oh, hold on. Gets me to that research outpost. And we'll stop there. Because again, this is going to slap down power. This is going to take power. So I want to see where things balance out. I'm also going to speed things up to 16. So I think we grab this water. And I think this one's going to stay untapped for now. Okay, as far as colonists go, we have 2 food. So I'm going to turn off 1 food here, right? Each one should have 2? Yeah. Keep that one going. And I'm going to turn this one off as well. So we'll get to 2 going. That will ease off other things. Plenty of steel. You're off, you're off. We only need 1 on right now. That's fine. Because we're actually only set to store 400. So I'm just going to turn this off and let it drop down to 400. Same thing with, well, with ooh, that was scary. Maybe not the aluminum. Oh, this is dead. Alright, so we'll disable this. Get some steel back. Okay. Make sure nothing's getting hit. But we're racing to get an atmosphere, essentially to brace. There we go. Alright. So, okay. So we got enough. If I put a maintenance facility... I'm gonna need at least 2 out here then. Right? Right, hold on. So that needs to be in. I know it's in a floodplain, which means at some point we might have to delete it. But... Oh, actually, hold on. Pause. We'll disable this scanner. And build another one quite happily out here. More importantly... Worker hub there. And worker hub here. For a tier 2 mine there. And a research outpost there. And definitely, hold on. Alright. Gonna need another wind farm out there. So we'll let that build. Oh, wow, look at this. All the chemicals. And some water there? Okay. Water, I don't mind going as high as possible. But everything else, like, keep it around, like, current demand for carbon is super low. So 1, 2, all here. We'll delete 1 there. Okay, and we'll turn that one off. According to this, we have no demand for iron. So we'll turn... Oh, you're dead, so that's fine. Turn you off. Yeah, iron I'm not worried about. That is scattered about everywhere. We'll try to keep 2 on. You off. You can be disabled. I'm probably missing 1. Or 2, right? How many are there? There's 6. And I've disabled 4 of them. And shut off another one. So there's 1 on somewhere. Oh, great. The task. 26% boost. Nice. An iron mining colony from the mission. It's been abandoned for so long. Principal reports are left wing. Worked around the clock. Made us think about the environmental implications. Okay. Nice. Worked 26% boost. But like I said, iron can drop significant. Ooh, and another one. Ooh, contrary to popular belief, water on Mars is abundant. It's also required for many things, from human consumption and personal hygiene to cultivation of rock pellet. There was long a period when its extraction was very expensive and past missions had to ration it. The plant still uses the old condensation method. It could take several weeks to collect enough water for the crew to bathe. So the ventilation systems were among the most efficient at the time. I'm very relieved that... Oh! Yeah, and reminder, we're not doing story. This is me just making colony and terraforming Mars. And I think the goal, right, I will consider it done. I think when we've built 3 open cities. Does that make sense? And we'll go from there. And cool. Alright, mine line. Cool. At 1400. I think we'll jump ahead. Just like I think, right? 50 and 50. That's only another 100. But in case we do decide to... Wow, a lot of dirt. Right, because we're making glass. So... Let's tap... Like I said, plenty of dirt. Right, like I said, tier 2 and below, you can do tier 2 mines. Tier 2 and above, you can also do tier 3 mines. Whatever you feel like. Great. So let's get the importation going on that. And methane. So that unlocks uranium mines? Oh, because it... Okay. 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 So we got research there. Water's fine. Dirt is climbing up. Yeah, aluminum, I am cranking through. So here, we'll turn off... How many are there? 6. So let's turn off 4. So one, we'll keep that one on for now. Because I don't see any others out here. So, that's ice mining. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's a mine? Yeah. 4. And again, we'll let it drop to about 400. 6. That's rubble. Yeah, iron. Iron, iron, iron. Off. Hold on. That's fine. Iron, 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 iron. Where are... Like, again... Some way to be like, hey, show me just the iron mine. And it might be in here. Right, water, districts, maintenance? Nah. No, that doesn't work. I would think they'd be... There's a good one. Back here. But I am not seeing them. Search is going. Lots of water out here. And that's just for the research. There's an iron mine. Yeah, we can get that. I think that's 5. I think there's 1 still running. So I would assume that 1 is actually over here. There's 1. Ah, there it is. I think that's 6. We're gonna let it drop off. 4 carbon mines. 1, 2. Actually, we'll let that one go. 3, 4. We'll keep this one running. And it honestly doesn't need to be tier 2. It says we need more dirt. We're probably gonna... we're only running 2 glass facilities. So I think we're good. I think we're only running a single polymer. Yeah. So... yeah, if there's no demand... I'll disable that polymer as well. Okay, I think we're good. A second ice wouldn't hurt, but I think we're okay. So the issue... these 2 are way out there, but I don't think... well, hold... Here. We'll put a 2 there, and what we'll do... nah, we'll keep it. Alright, and then... worker hub. Wind farm. Research outpost. I'm not sure what the quicker way is, but worker hub. Worker hub. Okay, reaches there. I'll wind farm there. Then we'll take a look at, well, hold on. And then maintenance. A little bit of, like, heavy overlap, but I'm not sure there's much I can do about that. 26% boost. Yeah, so 217. Nice. Ah, bollocks. Rebuild. That'll be repaired. That'll be repaired. We can also start GHG imports. So we're going to start importing greenhouse gases to get that temperature up. Yeah, things are running. Where's mine? And I think we will pre-launch. I'm not necessarily going to use it, but I will pre-launch here an additional landing site. So we'll get one in space. I may not do anything with it yet, but we'll just get one up and ready. Do I go for... What is this? Oh, that sucks. That's a probe. Now, if we take a look at scanners... Oof. I mean, we've scanned a lot. Oh! Oh, we do want a third one, just for this uranium deposit, I think. The silicone, hit or miss, right? Plenty of water, chemicals through the roof, plenty of silicone, plenty of iron. We've got some extra water there. But I think I do want a third one, like, here, for access to the uranium. We only have so much uranium. And I think we can afford it. Oh, we need to turn a parts factory on. Here. We're gonna upgrade you. No, there you go. Give me an advanced parts factory. Got one on, that's fine. Silicone is fine. Nothing for iron. We have a carbon on somewhere. Probably out here, if I were to guess. I do not see it. Oh. No, that's... right there. I'll disable that. I think that's the last one. Chemicals, we can disable one. Perfect. Pause. Not the spaceport limit. We'll jump ahead on colonization limit. And we'll finish up mining out this one. Now, once you approach 400 of something, you can go ahead and just be like, alright, don't need it anymore. Oh, 115 here. Let me turn that back on. We'll do it advanced. Alright, steel is going down. So we'll turn this one back on. Okay. Great. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that research. I do think I want a third one down here. Close to the... We know there's a ton of fissionables down here. Alright, so that's the third one. So now we have a landing site. I'm not going to use it right away. Instead, we're going to zoom out, go to special products. 9. And start launching asteroids at our planet, I guess. Right? Yeah, like right here would be fine. And actually, we already have... Do I get a third one up and running? It will boost our science significantly. It'll triple our science. Well, 33% income increase to our science. So as opposed to 172, we'll be outputting almost 300. And because we're dealing with... Alright, yeah. Alright, let's work on getting a third one up and running here for the nuclear materials. So I think right there is good. So let's pull up my list. So, aluminum mine first. Tier 1. Into silicon mine. There we go. There's our aluminum mine. Tier 1. Into glass killer. Tier 1. Okay. Then 233, 322. Well, they still take electron. But the wind farm takes steel. So just to be safe, we'll do a solar farm. Because I know it'll have the resources for the solar farm. Perseverance rover, the solar workers had a drill to collect core samples. Findings were inconclusive. Alright. Well, that gets us an iron mine. And then we need a carbon mine. Prioritize that. Yeah, we should be fine. Just keeping an eye on things. We do use a lot of carbon. So that's gonna go down. Yeah, now that we want steel. Okay, solar power's up. Okay. We just imported greenhouse gases, I think? Here. So, hold on. We got aluminum, silicon, glass, color. Oh, we forgot the iron mine. I apologize. Iron, then carbon. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on. Here. Prioritize that. Alright, so now we've got iron. So there's biotech. So we don't have to worry about biotech for a while. Space-wise, I could do advanced landing sites. I'm not sure I'm going to need more than that. I don't need the spaceport. We are going to want both of these eventually. I think we go back to the Hyperloop. Okay, so we've got the iron mine and the carbon mine, which means we want a steel factory. Tier 1 is fine. Ooh, this is... Okay. And a parts factory. There. What do we got in storage? 7, 2, 12, 3. So... we'll hold off on the gas. We do have a steel factory. Let's put a wind farm. Out there is fine. None of this should flood. Oop. We're watching an asteroid at Mars, I think. Right, this is disintegration. So it hits there, disintegrates, and it goes into Mars. Alright. And they'll just keep going. How are we doing? Yeah, we're up to 36%. Ooh, nice. So here... and then the solar farm. Oh, wind power farm. And we're gonna want power out here. That's parts. Solar. I jumped ahead. Alright, so we're gonna want an electronics factory. Can we... ooh, connect there. Okay, and we should have one solar farm, one wind farm. Alright, so we should have enough power here. Let me prioritize that. Doing okay. And when it gets down to 200, I'll kick it on again. Yeah, ice is wonky. Food is fine. Electronics. Parts are fine. Alright, so we got the basics. So that's 1, 2. So that's an electronic factory. That. Factory. Into a wind farm, in this case. Into a worker factory. Oh, hold on. There is tier 2 worker factories. Did not realize that. Can we connect? Can't really connect there. It's a bit of a mess here. And then we queue up the worker hubs. And I think one hub here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because we can connect this actually pretty easily. One, 2, 3. 4, 5. That's without me trying, mind you. Standard 5. Maintenance is going to be the issue. So all he needs is a tap this way. Now we have... Hold on. Yeah, they're all... I think there's only 2 on. So at any point, if this gets down to like 600, we can just kick it on. Alright, plenty of glass. I can disable this. And this. And we're fine on dirt. So, I know you're new. You're new. How many do we have? We have 8. So that's 2, 4. 7. So... Oh, there might be 2 dirt out here. 5. 6. 7. All right, you're 392. You're 945. So we'll disable that one for a little. Okay, we're fine there. Pause. What do we got? We got the worker hacker. Yeah. Worker factory. So worker hubs as needed. So let me, hold on. 1. 2. 3. 4. That should cover that. So that gets us to chemical plant and a polymer factory. 1, 2. That's the 3rd farm. Okay. Hey! Oh, we're starting to get water. So we do have to keep an eye on that. I think the water will go to here, but we should be safe. And we're gonna build in this direction anyway. Yeah, this is almost connected. That's connected enough. I'm actually gonna delete you and rebuild you right there. So it can start scanning in this chunk. So how are we doing? That's fine, yeah. Plenty of ice in storage. Food is good. Parts will slowly tick up. Steel will slowly tick up. We're not using gas. We're not using well, it's reading what I have down here. Right? Well, not here. Okay. Hold on. Ah. Disable that, then. 300's plenty. Let's make sure, yep, that one there is disabled. Let's prioritize the power. Directive completed. Okay, we made it to stage 3. So we're at build-up. Special. So we can't do any more methane. Right? If we go to special projects. Yeah, can't do anything. Alright. So we've got all the methane we need. So now we're in the... Yeah, oxygen and over 0 degrees Celsius. And over 1 millibar of oxygen. Okay. Yeah, so we've lost these chemicals, we've lost this water, ice. Again, I think about here is the best it'll do. Okay, we got the power. Let's make sure we're prioritizing the worker hubs. Yep. Alright, we have current demand. Really? Alright. Yeah, that's why. Our uranium is gonna go quickly. Pause. Is this empty? Nope, it's got 33 left. Which is why I started the third one for uranium. Alright, so we got 1. Okay, so then we need chemical plant. I'm gonna skip the chemical plants and the polymer factory and go straight to maintenance. Well, no, I guess I do need it. Alright, so Tier 1, we'll hold off on ice drilling. Hey, the Beagle 2 lander. Great. And the robotic base. Alright. And a polymer factory. Yeah. Not sure where to build. $29,000. Yeah, those deep deposits are going to get us going easily into the end stage, I think. Especially with more deep deposits potentially there. And a hyperloop. Pause. Alright, I guess after the hyperloop, we have hit the water stage. So let me research aquatic facilities. And, yeah, what the hyperloop does is, if we put it here, right, there is a range. Right? Another one there. 2. But if we build those, it allows us to quickly move resources from here to there. Not like to the point where you can get like, you only need a worker hub here and here to really connect, so we can like get rid of everything in between. if we so chose. How are we up to? Woo! Research bonus almost 50%, baby! So, alright, we've got the polymer factory, which means a maintenance facility here. 1, 2. Three. Boom. We'll build all of that, connect this, and then we're good to go. We just need to keep an eye on things. So, we need to turn back on our steel plants. Oh, you're the only one running. So, advanced, turn you on. Plenty of dirt now. So we'll disable you. I think all of these are mostly disabled. So we can drop it. Let's see. There's 8 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so it should be just the one running. Hey, first Hyperlooper's up! So now we need this built. So we'll prioritize that. We're fine. And what you can do is... Boom. Right. Takes carbon and steel? They're fine. Alright, let's turn... Oh, is it dead? Alright, this is dead. So let's turn some of our carbon back on. Alright, so now there's a huge connection there. 28 and 28. Ships and ports. You can now build structure on Mars bodies of water. This will allow you to research flooded special sites and mine underwater veins. Okay, so we do get research and mine. Shipyards and ports can be placed on coastlines. Shipyards produce ships which dock at ports. Resources delivered by land to ports and then can be taken by the ships to construct and maintain structures in the water. Only some of the land buildings have floating equivalent that can be built on Mars. In particular, you'll need to expand your power network over the water using wind farms. Structures on the water have an additional resource cost. Alright, that's good to know. Alright, so... let me jump ahead on space research. You're a scanner. Hold on. So yellow line here, so we need one to there. Alright. And one to there. Okay. Steel's gonna crank up for a while, but this is now connected to here. So from... I'm gonna put another one here. Okay. But also... one here. and one here. Power. Alright, so this symbol means it can be placed in water. One nuclear battery there. One fission plant there. Okay. So we got the basics. The thing we skipped here is scanners. Pause. So. Scanners can go on water too. 1, 2, 3. Alright, and I think we're good. 160. Almost a 55% research bonus. Alright. So yeah, now that this is tapped into the main line, we're good. So yeah, so we've got some... Let me make sure that's connected. And those are connected. No other hyperloops. I guess a second one. Usually want about 2. Per main facility. Plenty of that. Silicon's fine. Iron. Alright. We'll kick on the iron mines, which means we need to kick on the carbon mines. Well, maybe not. Electronics. Get an advanced one there. Let's kick on the main one. Here. Carbon's up. Iron. Iron, 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 iron. Nope. Turn that on. On. Actually, you can become advanced. We'll see where that puts us. Chemicals are fine. Steel is gonna go through the roof. That's okay. Yeah, I guess one here wouldn't hurt. We'll let that sit. Go. Get a nice little hub. Great. What do we want next? Demos disintegration. Massive kinetic energy. Release water. That's a pretty good one to do. Yeah, we'll get in water. We're still not above 0. Plenty of millibars. Yeah, we kind of need more nitrogen, don't we? So we'll think about that. Warehouses. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Get all 3 of those up and running. Yeah, power I'm not worried about. We now have... Yeah, current capacity is 1550 solely from buildings. Remember, this... Is it going to show me? Maybe I have to click it. gave me a limit of 15,000. So I think we're good. So there we go. We got nice connections. They'll zoom along where they need to zoom along. That will help with things. We'll put a second one. Oh, wait, hold on. We got the second one right there. But it does. Alright, so scanners can go on water. Worker hubs cannot. Hold on. One. Pause. 2. 3. 4. Get a worker hub in here somewhere. Oh, wait. 5. We'll do that. We'll get some nice worker hubs. Ice is still through the roof. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, they'll start scanning in this direction. We know there is, I believe, uranium there. And that's what we want to start tapping. Okay, so we can build a chemical platform. Interesting. No water here yet. Right, if we go to colonies, yes, research outposts. Can't do colonies, but we can do research outposts. Okay, I'm okay with that. Alright, so let's kick on. 1 more. Shouldn't you have 2? Hold on. Right, so there's 1. Oh, did we not build a second one out here? I see 1. I don't see a second one. Okay, because I don't see a second one out here, I will build a second tier 2 factory there. Yeah. That's gonna eat into our ice. So we'll put a second one there. Yeah, there we go. Uranium, uranium. Alright. So hold on, let's take a look at research real quick. Biotech. Lichen. I don't think we can do this yet. What, or is it engineering? Where's the water stuff? Oh. Wait a minute. It's definitely not going to be in space. Ooh, a space elevator. Yeah. Nice. Engineering. Thought it was... Oh, water supply network. So, supplies of water, so it can be distributed by the water supply network. Water booster pump. The most distant farms and colonies. Or it's running water into ice. Okay. So, we may tap this for water in this facility. I'm not sure the port. Yeah. Oh, so it's built on the water. Okay. And then we can connect. Okay. I'll wait to see how high this goes. And we'll fiddle with that sooner rather than later. So uranium. So we're set on uranium. We're barely making enough food. Carbon's okay. Upgrade. 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 Iron could use a boost. Okay, you're running. Let me just make sure all the ones I want running are running. That's dirt. You can go back on. That's aluminum. You can go on. You can go on for a little. Okay. That's an aluminum mine. Both of these can be set to advanced when they get back on. That's dirt. I will... Oh, that's iron. Yeah, I'll kick you... Kick you on. Another iron mine there. We'll see where the carbon balances out. Okay. Yeah, so now water stuff we can get into. So, yeah, so there's 108. There's 431 there. If we need more than 600 uranium, we've been doing this wrong. Right? Yep. We can go up to tier 3. Do we have... Yeah. Going. Alright. I think... I need to rush up to nitrate nuclear extraction. I don't think we need it for the carbon. We'll find other ways to get the carbon. But the nitrates... Because this is water... This is a big boom. There's import from there. So, I guess we'll see where things go. Yeah. I don't know if this will get flooded. But maybe. Alright. So, hold on. Let me just make sure. We have 6? Wait, what? There's 1, by the way, upgrade. 2. Why does it say we have 6? Does upgrade? No, that wouldn't make sense. 1, 2... 1, 2. I count 4. Because if I'm gonna build them, they're gonna be in here. Something wonky about that. How are we doing on steel? Oh, we're doing fine on steel. Iron is all over the place. Dirt is all over the place, but we can always kick that on. There is another iron here we can tap if we need to. But we'll just tap this one. and aluminum. But we have some turned off. That's the thing. Right? I have aluminum mines turned off. Yeah. Plenty of aluminum right here. I'm not really worried about that. Yeah, see, this one's not even on. Okay. Very weird. Okay, so what are we going for next? Alright. I mean, we're doing well. Do we get a third colony? Again, since the goal is eventually to do that, yes. So, we've got the scanners built. We're at the colonization phase. So that means, factory-wise, there's better. And we'll put a hyperloop here. That does mean we're up to another spaceport here. I'll go ahead and throw down a couple of worker hubs. Yeah, plenty of dirt. Okay. Very poor in other things. Luckily, we have the resources from other spots. Like, plenty of carbon, plenty of aluminum, carbon, 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 chemicals through the roof, more ice and water up here if needed, a decent amount of aluminum. I think we've got enough resources to finish this. It's just going to be a matter of tapping what we need when we need it. And you're at 431. You're a small one. Let me throw down a mine. And a worker hub. And we're gonna delete you. Move you out to here. That's what I figured. Wind farm. Right. If I want to put the colony here, I'll put a storage center here. Another wind farm there. And another storage center there. And import ice from Europa. Let's grab the aero brake asteroids. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, so a superior colony there. Which means spaceport 4. Okay. I'm gonna pause this. I want all of this up and running first. Oh. And a maintenance facility right there should be fine. Let's make sure we're connected. Well, there's more parts we can kick on. We're fine on that. We're fine on that. Glass is up and down. But we've got enough in storage, you're not really worried. Alright, pause. Customize mode. So this one's the food. So minimum of 60 food. And 60 ice. With a cap of 200. So with 3, we can store 600 food and 600. We actually have more than that. Don't know where we're storing it. And then everything else is 100 here. So this is going to take some chunks. So while I dick around doing this, I don't know if I can. Oh, well, alright. So this is just going to take time. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Here, let me put it at 1. So time is at least ticking. So stuff is getting done slowly. Alright, we'll set everything to 100 here, which gives me a cap of 600 for everything. Oop. No uranium, because this is going to be near our column. Let me prioritize this. And this is 100. No, 80. Sorry, everything's 80. To have enough room for the ice and that sort of. So, oh, this should be 80. 80, 80, 80, 80, 200. If I'm doing my math right, my math could be off. $80. $80. Alright. Well, then we gotta go to the other warehouse, which is a little easier, because no food or water, no food or ice. 200 uranium. Well, I think 100 uranium's fine, I think. Alright, pause real quick. Yeah, I think 100 of everything. Sans food is plenty. So, like, literally here, right, no food. But 100 of everything. Things are ticking. We're doing good. 6 and 1. Yep, we're fine there. It's just got to tick up. This takes... What's the input? Right, it should be ice and... Yeah, ice and... food. Here we go. We're on this one? Yes. Unpause. So, you know, it's not ticking by super fast, but it is ticking. And that's the important part. So I'm not sitting here paused for 20 minutes. Or however long this takes. And if you notice, I haven't upgraded a hell of a lot of roads. And we're still doing just fine on everything. So, like, especially once you get those hyperloops up and running, if you need the building space, fine. And I will say, again, we're not playing on story mode, which does mean we don't have to worry about building defenses or anything like that. So that's saving a lot of building stuff as well. Oh, that's a good question. I don't think so. Someone just asked in chat, can you turn Mars into water? I don't believe so. I think there is a hard limit on how much water you can throw on Mars. Like, the game won't let you be like, alright, flood everything. Right. Oh, and then uranium. I think 100 uranium's fine. I would be shocked if we ever need more than 300 uranium at any given point. We're good there. But, like, if I want to... Oh, sorry. Upgrade this. To here. Right. Upgrade the pathways from the warehouses to the colonies. The hyperloops. That sort of thing. Alright. Special projects. Ice imports. Yep. Start that. Yeah, you can see we're starting to flood what we can. Which, you know, we'll use up more of everything. Alright, so let's get this up and running. Pause. Yeah, I'm gonna tap this out, and when it's tapped out, it's tapped out. Plenty of power. We need a second port here. Go ahead and build that here. Can I? Oh, I can. Let that go. Great. So spaceport 4. We can do colonist migration. Done. And that gives us 3 to run space stuff with. Okay. Plenty of storage space. So now, again, the cutoff's still 400. So we might need more chemicals. We're okay on carbon. You need more iron. Okay, let me make sure all the iron is on before I slap a new one down. Looks like it's on. There's plenty of iron out here. You're on your... How many are there? 7. 1, 2, 3. Four. There's 1 down here, so that's 5. 5. Okay. Oh, 6. Seven. Did I? All right. Let me tap 222. Any ones? 222. That's a 2. That's a 2. Looking for ones first. Yeah, this is gonna have to be pulled away and rebuilt at some point. That's our 1. How are we doing on electronics? We're doing fine on electronics. Hold on. Here. Well, here. I gotta get in the habit of dropping down to 1, not just pause. Oh, that one's way out there. That one's way out there. Well, might be worth snagging. Get the easy... Ah, there it is. I could have sworn. There we go. You know what? I think there's enough resources out here being tapped that connecting an iron mine here not the worst. Alright, go ahead and speed things up. There we go. So that, hold on, so that's 1 production facility, and we know we need 2. That's, I don't know why it says 6, 7. So, another food factory. Okay. Carbon's fine. Again, iron's a bit iffy. Alright, now we're fine. Alright, just parts. We're fine there. Alright, yeah, so we're looking at raising the water level. We're almost above 0. We need to get to that nitrogen, I think. Oh! 4. So... Alright, you know what? I'll build a facility out here. And we'll tap that iron mine. Just pretty much to tap it. Here we go. So connect you here. Connect you here. And I think from this point, we should be able to get to endgame. Not saying it'll be easy, but I feel like we have found enough resources to get to endgame. And as this kicks up, that is significantly more research. And we've got, yeah, there's 600 uranium there. There's another, so we've got 1,000 uranium. If we use that much uranium in a playthrough... Oh. Okay, we just did something. Right, that's import ice, right? That was that. Yeah, ice import. Okay. So now we've got 3 going, so colonists will come and go. That's okay. We can afford that. I think 3 is plenty for now. We might go up to a 4th. Where would we go up to a 4th? It would have to be out here. We can stretch out to here if needed. But I don't think we're gonna have to. We started slapping water down on Mars. I think we're fine. Stop scanning. Alright, current demand is 23.1. Potential demand is 53. So we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, you're on the pause. Yeah. So, like, I can go ahead. Oh, okay, it's doing this weird zoom in. There we go. Well, that's still a bit weird. But yeah, that one's not even on. We have 1 glass-making facility that's on. Not that one. There's only 3. Hyperloop terminal, this one. So, well, we will upgrade it, and then we'll shut it off. Because, again, we can only store 600. We have 6 warehouses. Great. Steel is fine. Electronics needs to tick up. That needs to tick up. Parts needs to just tick up. Alright. Great. So that's Aeroboy. Are we gonna do Deimos disintegration? Now, before I decide that, I know I have the achievement for it. View my achievements. Nuke Mars. Good robots. Where is it? Yeah, crash Deimos down. Let me see what it does. What does crashing Deimos do in her? I'm gonna try to skip that. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try to keep the moon. So, I think we have to research the nitrogen. So we can start throwing some nitrogen into the atmosphere. Because we're going to want a lot of nitrogen to offset the oxygen we're going to do. Yeah, no research down here, which is kind of sad. Okay. Keeping an eye on the water. If I have to pull back, I will. I can always remake it. This does flood, like, up here doesn't get flooded. I'm pretty sure all of this gets flooded. So we're making plenty of everything. Except chemicals. Now, before I slap down more chemicals, are all our chemical facilities on? Is the question. How many are there? There's 7. So we'll start out at the edges. Don't see any. I know there's one down here, so let me upgrade that. And I'll throw down a second one there just to have it. So there's 2 here. They're up and running. Alright. Not gonna last long, but we will upgrade it. So that's 3. Oh, you're dead. So we'll disable you. Okay. That's not a chemical plant. 4, 5. Don't see any out here. Plenty of chemicals out here. So again, not really super worried. 6, 7. Oh, that's all of them. So yes, they are running at full capacity. I think just to tap it then. Deleted one. Let's build one here and one here and call them good. And just to help with working, we'll throw a 3rd worker there. Okay, how's ice? Okay. Okay, we are gonna have to tap more ice. I think... Let's see. Okay. It'll be a while. Let's see if we can tap out... Easier way to do this. And you're at tier 3, right? Because this is tier 1. This was tier 1. That was tier 2. Okay. Gonna need more power. Gonna need more workers. 1, 2. 3. Ooh. Can I rebuild the maintenance facility? Here. Just so I only need 1. Does that make sense? Yes! Once this is built, it should cover itself. Alright, so there's nuclear extraction. Let's do nitrate extraction. Are there any special products? Asteroid breaking. Done. So we'll get that going. Yeah, we lose a lot of the research. What are we up to? That's pretty good. So every 2 months is about 1,000. So 20 months. That's pretty good. Are we at full research is the question. Yeah, 231. Wait a minute. What? Yeah, okay. How are we doing on food? We're hovering around 1,000, that's okay. New building. Alright. Underwater nuclear carbon. Interesting. We're getting there. I want to try doing it without, like, blowing up the moon. I think last time I blew up the moon and I blew up the polar ice caps and all that. We'll try to hold off on using nuclear facilities if we can, which does make it harder for us. I understand. Turn it back on. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Chemicals is still an issue. Well, we're building water. I don't know if it's counting those. We'll put a third one there. Yeah, this is going to be a huge drain on resources, but it's worth it for the uranium. Down to the last 4. Okay, we're rapidly gonna run out of ice here. I am tapping 3 more. I think to get that ice up and running as quickly as possible, I need to throw down a hyperloop. Oh. Another asteroid? Yeah, another comet disintegration. Okay. So back in we go. It's going up. How are we doing on food? We can hold off. Let's cut the food production. Like, we have 1,000 in storage. Let's cut the food production in half. It says we have 8. Again, 1, 2... No, that wouldn't count. What is it? What's counting as food production? There's 1 there, 1 there. Ooh, 1, 2. Alright, let's delete this one. So there's 3. So now we only have 2 there. So that means we must have done, right, there's 1, 2. Ah, third one here. Alright, we'll delete you, turn you off. Okay. Alright, that gets us to 6. And we'll turn you off as well. So we're gonna cut our food production in half, which should ease off the ice significantly, allowing us to get ahead. Building. Special project completed. Ice. Oh, does that mean it can't do any more? Ice. Yep, that's all we can do. All right. So, can't do that anymore. Research completed. And new columns. Alright. Yeah. There we go. Ice is ticking up. Everything else is ticking down. We are going to want to tap this eventually. There we go. Much more stable. We're about to stabilize it. Even more. Okay. Okay. How are we doing? Okay, there. Okay, there. Okay, there. Okay, there. Yeah, not making any, and give a little trickle requiring that. Alright. Let me... Yeah, 200s. We'll go up to 240 in the food, right? And then near this one. Just so it's stashed near colony. Colony here is right here, so that's this warehouse. There we go. No, we're good. I'm gonna turn this back on. Chemicals are still struggling, huh? Might be because of its, like, other reasons. I need silicone. Okay on steel. Again, we can always do... Oh, how's the food? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, wow, we need a lot of ice. Okay. Yeah, see, look, the water's starting to fill in here. So we're rapidly getting to the point of... Uh-oh. Oh! That one's dead. So because that one's dead, I will tap this one. Again, it was a tier 1, so tier 2 is about as high as I wanted. Okay. Okay. Alright, we're good. We're just, yeah, nitrate nuclear extraction. I mean, I can use it if I feel the need to. I don't think I want to. How are we doing on aluminum? 10 and 12. Alright, pause. I know we have... Alright, this is dead. So we'll turn this one on. And I know I have some aluminum. That one's dead. Ah! That's dead. That's dead. That's not on. That's dead. Alright, so we're tapping out on some resources. That's what. But let's make sure all the aluminum is on first. Ah, he says. Okay. Yeah, this... Oh, nope, that's dead. That's not on. That's dead. Not even on. But we're far enough ahead in silicone, I don't care. Got factories off, that's okay. Okay. So it doesn't look like I have a lot of aluminum off. Off. You know, it's either dead or off, is how I would word it. So, let's expand. Can get a hyper terminal here. I'm going to turn that off. And instead... Worker hub here. Worker hub here. Worker hub here. there. And one there. Power-wise. And farm in the middle. And a maintenance facility in the middle as well. What was that? So. We've got to be above 0 before we can introduce the other stuff. Yeah, so we'll tap these 3. Another worker up there. Plenty of power. Alright, now you create nuclear extraction. We're going to avoid that. I don't think we need advanced landing sites. So, we can't do colonies. So let's grab... We're not going to do that yet. Oxygen capture? Oh, we're going to need those. Right? Bacteria... comes before lichen. And I am keeping an eye on the water. At a certain point, this will start flooding. But I'm hoping we can drain it. Really? Okay. I mean, I can tap more ice, and I guess there's no reason not to. Because we know we're gonna want it eventually. And then iron. Yes, the iron is what else I was hanging on. Shouldn't need much. Okay, so that's the bacteria. I mean, I'll grab it just to have it. Okay, we have carbon mines. Oh, pause. That are off. Right? Oh no, that one's dead. That one's dead. Yeah, just not on. So, got a chunk there. You're dead. You're dead. You're off. Oh, polymer mine. Sorry, polymer factory. Oh, how are we doing on food? Alright, we're still okay on food. This polymer factory upgraded. Oh, no. Off. Don't need it. 400 we're good. Parts we're okay at. Let me go to advanced there. You're drained. Ooh, we're actually... Oh, no. We got iron there. iron there. Alright, so we do have... Ooh, we are running out of iron, though. Oh, no, there. There. Oh, wow. We got unlucky. Then. There's not... I was hoping there'd be more iron here. Like, there's some deep veins. Which I guess isn't the worst. But... with how much area there was, I was kind of hoping there'd be, like... couple of ultra deep veins. Anyways, we're looking for carbon. Yep, you're dead. I think all our carbon veins are on. So I think... I need another one there, and... Oh! So this just takes 9 and outputs. Alright, we're gonna need a lot of nitrogen. So... Oh, hold on. Does it have to be on... Wait. How does this work? Extract nitrates from the regolith. Requires nitrate. Have I not found nitrate? Right there. Oh, and there's only so much. Okay, well... There's some ice. Oh, wow. Wow, there's a lot of nitrate here. Interesting. Okay. Okay, well, let's do... Excuse me, this one first. Because it's a nice, easy connection. Can I adjust? There should do it. But I don't think this one will be in range. So... you have to do something like this. Okay. I mean, there's a nice tier 3 iron vein. And there's lots of carbon down here. But we're now we're in the positive, so we'll hold it off. Aluminum we're in the positive of. And again, that's... tap here, too, if I need to. Did you not? Just to get that up and running. Fire, yeah. Humidity and oxygen. Alright. We're gonna need both, right? If we go too high on the oxygen, we're gonna need the capture. Alright, so let's connect this to here, here, and there. No, we are halfway... No, we're over halfway through. I apologize. Right, this is a Monday. This is recorded on a Monday, so it's an earlier... Okay. Yeah, so I think now... And another one there. So that'll tick up. Pause. Just outside of range. I might be able to do something like this. Yeah, look, we're starting to get the rivers. So like I said, I think we do enough water to go to here. We might do enough to get to there. All right. Still need more water. I mean... Hold on. I'm gonna pass on that. You're connected. You're dead already? Jesus, that was fast. And I don't think I have a choice. So let's throw down a Hyperloop out here as well. That's aluminum. Ah, okay. Water's all out here. So there's water here and here we can tap. Okay. Okay, so that's oxygen release. Dome sand must be built an adaptable... Yeah, and connected to the water. We don't have a water supply network yet. We don't need any of this. We're gonna pass on that. Let me just grab advanced landing sites to grab it. Carbon's fine. Iron's fine. More than enough silicone. Aluminum is okay. Steel's fine. Electronics is fine. Like, just turning on one when it gets low is enough to be like, alright, that's plenty. Right. When food gets down to 400, I'll kick them all on. You know what? Considering, you know what? I think I have to. Alright, let's... Hold on. Let's delete this. And rebuild it like... here. Yeah, that's what I figured. Hold on. Worker hub there. Because we're gonna need at least all 4 of these sooner. Rather than later. So I think we'll build it like this. How are we doing on carbon? Eh. Oh, interesting. Go ahead and build that. Iron is low. So I think that means we've got a lot of iron that just went kaput. Now these are tier 2s. I don't think it's worth it for that tier 1. I think we're at the stage where we pretty much need we need to tap the tier 2s. So since we have a few tier 2s right here. Yep. Yep. There we go. Do we have a Hyperloop? We do have a Hyperloop. I think once these tier 1s are tapped... Oh, once they're out, we'll start looking at tapping tier 2s and tier 3s. But by then, we should be at the point where we can... There we go. We can tap... Alright. Well, okay on biotech space. So let's jump ahead to engineering 4. Not that we need the buildings. Right? We're at 388 of 650. But... yeah. Because what's going to happen, we're going to hit 500, we're going to kick this on, and then our ice consumption is literally going to go through the roof. So we want as much ice as possible, to the point of... We're just going to store all the ice in a central facility here. I only got about an hour left in this recording session. Yes, but the sole purpose of this facility is to store ice. That is it. And everything else can go other places. 2, 4, 6, yeah. And the idea is that we just run the ice at some point, right? Hopefully soon. I'm pretty sure sooner rather than later. We can do water treatment, right? And start turning into water packing plants. That sort of thing. You know, like 2 or 3 here, building up 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3, you know what I mean? And we'll just have a central facility. That we can store just massive amounts of ice. There is... how much in here? 26. 17,000. And 17,000 there. We should have 2 nitrogen facilities going. Now there's one. So each one increases them. Okay. I would like a third one. 2. But I don't see any nitrogen. Like, there's that one, but that's a little too far to reach. I might build a facility out to here. The question becomes, what is the balance of elements in our atmosphere? So 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen is what we're looking at, and then a mix of other things. So we want 78% nitrogen. Yeah, so we want a lot of nitrogen. Now, is the so the input is just the nitrogen it's on, and if I delete it, we get everything back. I think we build a facility out here and just annihilate this nitrogen. Right? Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Well, 5 times 9 is 40. Well, there's about 49 out here. Did we get any new special projects? Yeah. So all we're doing is ice and GHGs. I think it's worth it. Chemicals, plenty of chemicals. Iron is still behind, huh? I think this is on the path. Let's go for a tier 3 mine. Oh, it flooded. Alright. Oh, no power! That's my bad. Little wonky. There you go, there's fine. I'll do another tier 3 mine there. That should fix it. Yeah, they're stopping because... Why are they stopping? Their storage is full. I think that's why they're stopping. Yeah, efficiency 9%. This will help. Okay. And we do have a hyperloop. So that'll help. Yeah, that right there skyrocketed it. Alright. Plenty of dirt. Yeah, these are just off. Okay, so what are we looking at focusing next? I think we're going to turn you back on. New columnist have arrived. Alright, we're at 500-ish, so that means hold on. So starting out here, this should, right. So that's 2. And then here, 4. Six. Alright, so I do need one more. So tier 2, a factory right there. So that should get us over the food hump. But yeah, our water rate is gonna go through the roof. So factories, thermal plant, I think is priority. 2 years. Oof. Yeah, and I think just to tap it, iron is still iffy. Okay. Iron is still iffy. I mean, it's not the worst. One there. How many do I have? 4. So 1 there. 2 there. Make that advanced and we're good. Make that advanced and we're fine. You're almost dead, not worth it to upgrade. Hold up. Oh, you're the worker factory. Sorry. Alright. So we're gonna need more aluminum. Let me tap that. Like I said, tap the ones first that are kind of within range before we start tapping other stuff. Alright. There we go. Plenty of chemicals. And if I have to, I can build this way for the aluminum, and there's even more aluminum there. That should get us where we need. Okay. Maybe we look at getting into water. How are we doing on food? 24, 25. Okay, it is generally going up, so that's fine. So we got 1,200 here. I can store 600 food. Let's drop this to 600. So that doubles the ice I can store to 1,200. Oh, and you don't store glass there up. Alright, and I'll increase this to 300? Alright, here, let's do this. 300 and 900. Right? And we'll throw down another warehouse here. Because we've got so much ice here. Oh. Ah, here we go. And here, we'll do the same thing. Well, we'll do, I guess, 100 of everything? Well, no, that, it can only store 1,200. Right? So if we do 600 ice, or we just do the full 1,200. All we do is store ice here. Let's do that. So now, if our ice production skyrockets, and we're about to skyrocket it higher, and that will allow us to store an obscene amount of ice. We got about 40 minutes left. I think we look at getting water up. Like, we start making our own ice. Does that make sense? Like, the only thing I want stored here is ice. Yeah. So, as a side note, up here, atmosphere. Is currently 78% nitrogen, I guess I could delete this line. Oh. Back. 21% oxygen. And then, that's only 99%, and it's not exact, but that's what we're aiming for a stable atmosphere. Oh, here we go. So ice, yes. Just ice. Nothing but ice. Oh, we'll slow things down while I do this. Just in case I... Yeah, look. 800. Yeah, so maybe I don't have enough warehouses. I'm gonna do one outside of the two I just put down. I'm gonna build 2 more warehouses. I'm just gonna build them, and whatever goes inside them goes inside them. Okay, so just ice. Oh, actually, hold on. Since we've got a lot of stuff out here, right? So maybe a warehouse there. I got 2 there. And a warehouse there? And I'm not gonna mess with them? Okay. Right, and we were looking at building out to here. And just... Yeah, might as well grab that. Because we lost the research. And yeah, plenty of steel. Electronics we can drop down to just one running. And turn you on so you can upgrade. Turn you off. And turn you off. One should cover it. And we'll see how that does. Maybe we do need tier 3 factories. But if we're gonna do tier 3 factories, that's not worth it. Yeah, alright then. So down here... Life? Water treatment plant. So it sucks in... Hold on. Bodies of water. It produces 40, and this takes 20. So one water treatment plant can support... Oh! Oh! Interesting. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So how does this work? Pause. So the port goes... Flood zone. Flood zone. So the port would have to be... Yeah. So like I said, the... Okay. We have to wait until this fully finishes flooding. But I see. So you build the port... And the port builds on the water. Got it. And this is gonna flood, so that's why we're trying to drain this as quick as we can. I think I don't have a choice. I think I have to tap this now. Okay, so we're now producing more food. God, so much dirt. Alright, I'm gonna delete you. You can keep going. How much dirt do I have? I have 8. You've got 333 inside you. Alright. There's 1. 2, 3, 4. You're dead. Yeah, what a little nuts on dirt, apparently. And you have to have it. But it might be out. No, it's gonna run out. There's 6. And there's plenty more where that came from. So that's not an issue. Okay, hold on. One. Or it's 8, but 1. You're dead. Any out here? No. You're dead. Right. gonna be dead soon. That was 1. 2, 3, 4. There's 5 right here. We had 6. That one's going away. That's 7. Alright, we'll let things tick for a little before we count. Alright, let's build out here and get that nitrogen in the air, because it is in a flood zone. Oh, can it be built on water? Yes! Okay, interesting. Okay. We have, 3.2 millibars of nitrogen. 400 the max, I guess? But we want 70% nitrogen. Okay. How to do this? 30 minutes left. Okay. I think I don't need a path through here. So what we can do here, although I'll have the power and everything, but where's our worker hub? Yeah, so there's more aluminum there. So we'll pull the worker hub there. A worker hub there. Worker hub there. One there. One there. Wind farm. Ooh. Alright, hold on. Alright, this is... Okay. So we're gonna need 2 maintenance facilities. One there. And one there. So power-wise, 1, 2... Something like this. Worker hub there. 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 And we'll let this build. Okay. And this is gonna take a bit. Chemicals are iffy. Sand is fine. Aluminum we need to tap. So, we have a lot of aluminum here. So, what I'm gonna do is build a storage center here. Worker hub. Alright, we're gonna need power. Probably, yeah. Oof. Yeah, just because of the way things are a maintenance facility like this. Yeah, plenty of ice now. And we got plenty of storage for ice, so I don't care how high that goes. Again, it's bouncing around. That's fine. Food is bouncing around. Plenty of that. Iron's fine. Carbon's fine. Chemicals took a hit. Since we're building out this way, oh, I bet we're starting to run out of chemicals. In our starting facilities. Alright, since we're gonna build out this way sooner rather than later. Right? Chemicals there, there. Slap a loop there. Worker hub there. Worker hub there. Tier 2. Tier 2. And that should fix us. And just because yeah, we're chunking through. I mean, we could do faster. That's what I like to see. Alright. Oh, that's what I forgot. It's like, why isn't this... 1, 2. I get there we go. Three there. Make that the priority. Yeah, so basically I build the terminal to here. Once this is up and running, delete, 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 and we've got a little zone here. And we won't get worried about that yet. Remember, we are tapping more chemicals. We're good there. We're good there. We're fine there. We're okay there. Alright. We're in good spots now. Okay. Yeah, so the flood zone, yeah. I don't think this is in a flood zone. Hold on. No, so no flood zone. Flood zone. Yeah, so this will get flooded. So, yeah. So put it out here. Okay. Nope, now it just needs to build. This one stays. Plenty of stored energy. I may have overbuilt. But we are getting thermal power plants. So this will provide quite a bit of power. Alright, yeah, so now it's slowly ticking back up. There we go. And now we're fine. Yeah, so we used 20% of our stored energy during that. That's fine. Alright, up to 1% nitrogen. So we got the power. Alright, so this one, priority first. And next there, there, and there. 28 and 15. Alright, we're good. Alright, I think delete, 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 delete. So we're gonna lose research. Basically we'll lose it, right? Because we lost one of them. But we can always rebuild it after it floods. Okay. Great. There we go. So once one's connected, shoot, shoot, shoot. Massive increase. We're not mining anything. Yep, now we've got 2 connected and there's 3. So the build rate out here should increase dramatically. Sorry. The points I'll prioritize the power and the worker hubs. Do I need more power? Well, we're almost done thermal plants, and they provide quite a bit of power. So I think we should be okay. Now the issue is they are not connected to the net. But this should provide enough power to the area. I think that's what's doing it. 'Cause I got ahead of myself. Yeah, plenty of power now. This should provide it. How much does that take? Yeah, it only takes 2 power. So we'll prioritize all of these. Okay. New colonist arrival. Alright, we're getting up there. This is gonna skyrocket once we build all of this. Yeah, I think we're in a good place. We just kind of need to wait for stuff to flood. As weird as it seems. Perfect. Now we're producing more. Bouncing. It is still going up, mind you. Carbon. Well, carbon is actually an easy fix. Alright. You're dead. Alright. Boom. Boom. There. That should fix the carbon. Yep. Prioritize the repair now. And I guess, just because, I'll throw a warehouse center. Just to stash it somewhere, I guess. There we go. Steel is fine. Electronics is fine. Polymers is fine. Parts! I only have... Wow. Alright, I'm gonna disable the one parts facility that's going. Which is this one. And we're gonna let that drop. Food needs to go up. We need a high stash of food. Alright, if I only have 200, I will turn on this glass facility. And that should slowly tick up to making way more glass than we need. I can always turn on steel for a little. I think we're running 1. That's fine. Power, power, power. Alright, we're almost to thermal plants. Great. Let's do superior factories. So... Oh, hold on. What am I looking for? Requires heat. Okay. So I don't have anywhere I can slap this? Ouch. That hurts. Oh, they're at minus 26. So... There we go. That should fix it. Wow! Yeah, there's just... nothing? Requires heat. Oh, wait. No. No, this should be connected. Hold on. Let's make sure that is connected. Nothing? No thermal plants anywhere. Oof. That hurts, man. Alright. Yeah, no heat. Alright, can be built on water? Yes. Okay. Wow. I just picked poor spots for thermal energy, I guess. Alright, let me build then. I'll go up to 3. At every facility. I've got the resources. I'm not worried about that. There we go. Those will build as they build. Oh, there's 2 more out here. Can I get there? We'll hold off on those 2. I think that's plenty. Alright. Yeah, so if you notice, 99.9. Between the CO2 and the nitrogen. Alright, so we want to get like 50-50, and then we'll start looking at throwing stuff into water. Oh, we got a river here. Oh, that's cute. Go ahead and build another uranium mine. We'll throw a worker hub to help with that. Now, as these get destroyed, we'll get the nuclear power back. So, kick that on. Oh, well, because of this, I'll delete that. Actually, what I'll do then is move this fission plant to here. Plenty of aluminum. Silicon's an issue, but we have so much in storage, I don't care. And now iron is fine. I could go back and turn it off, but that's a pain in the ass. Ice is an issue now. Food's fine. Yeah, it's at positive 21. Once this is built, it will be fine. Drain that nitrogen. Okay. Alright, so yep, this outpost is up and ready. You'll get research, so you'll boost us to about 50% bonus. Okay. Yeah, and we're just stalling. After Superior Factories, maybe we get dome colonies? Crater Farm and Sanctuary. Yeah. Because we're getting to the point where we can get a water supply network going, and that's 300. Oh, this uses fresh water. Okay, so it won't use ice anymore. Oh, that's actually really good, because this uses ice. Ooh, okay. I think domes... You know what? Let's switch to dome colonies. And we'll take a look at that next recording session. And we'll see if we can slap down some dome colonies. Huh. Yep. Getting that nitrogen up to about, like I said, 50-50 is a good point to start producing oxygen. Life. Plants. Oh wow, can I not? Hold on. Really? You can't build the aquadome on so there would be good, because once all this flood, that's weird that you can't build the aquadome on top of water. That feels like an oversight. We'll go for about 4 more minutes and then we'll call it. Yeah, ice is generally trending, it's balancing. Yeah. Can we tap any more ice? We do have more ice. Oh, is this already dead? Alright. That we can tap. Alright, there's one there if we have to. Only one there. But like I said, I'd like... Before this crashes... I'd like to get to the point where we can just start tapping the water. Does that make sense? I just don't know if we'll get there. Oh. Ooh. That'll help. Plenty of aluminum. That's dead. That's dead. Yeah, I may have to tap these. If this gets down to about 600, I'll tap both of these. But we're getting one. Okay, I don't want to tap the carbon or CO2 or anything. What does that symbol mean? Must be... I think that means it's being loaned out to somewhere else. So yeah, I think this is gonna be the first area with like 3 or 4 water suckers, right? Yeah, you're dead. Oh, no, hold on. Right. You're dead. Plenty of nuclear power. More carbon. Yes? Oh, this okay. I think we're okay. I mean, the temperature is going up. It's just slower. Okay, we'll let it sit for now. These aren't even on. So, plenty of dirt. Not sure I want... Until the nitrogen get... Yeah, I'll worry about that. Well, that ended instantly. Yeah, plus 56. And this is one big connection. We should be good there. That's aluminum. Yeah. I think I have to tap these now, unfortunately. But Oh, hello! That is an aquatic thermal plant. So we've got a thermal plant out there we can tap, and that would provide 200 versus 100. So it's double a fission plant. So there's one underground heat source. Yay. But there we go. Alright. Before we do anything, so dome colonists. Can't do plants. Can't do oxygen capture. We're not gonna... Organic material dumpster? Oh, that's interesting. Can't really do that. We could do import nitrogen. We can do this. We could do a space elevator. So let's focus on factories. I just want to see is it marked somewhere? Requires adaptable crater. What's an adaptable crater? So we can't do dome cities? Oh. So we can do one there. Okay. That's just gotta be... So we can do one. Two... Oh, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow. So we're building a bunch of cities. Yeah, so no cities here. Could do a city there. So there's 1, 2. I'm only looking to get 3. And 1 right there. We would just have to delete that worker. So we can get 3. It just has to be connected to the water supply. And that would significantly reduce the amount of ice we need. Because right now, ice is going to both food factories and... What's the word I want? And... our superior colonies, right? But once we get rid of that, I think it drops it enough, right? This only requires 5. So that means, theoretically, 1 water treatment center, 3 water treatment centers, can easily support 3 dome cities and 3 water packing plants. Oh, there's another one right there. I think we just move this and throw it here. So I think that's the next stage, is getting up a dome city up and running. We don't have enough water. Okay. But we can't... We have plenty to get there. Okay, so I think that's the issue. We need to make it hotter. So... I don't want to do too many, but maybe we throw down 3 greenhouse gases. Because I can easily support the chemicals, and we'll go from there. But that's the plan for the future. I'm going to slow things down so we still get the music. I think we're on good pace. Yeah, I'm having fun. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, full price. Base game, all the DLC, $35. Do keep in mind, it is a 5-year-old game. Yes, there are mods. I cannot guarantee the mods are up to date. And it does mean they have stopped support for the game. So there are things like, why can you not build the Aquadome in the water? That feels like a no-brainer. I'm not sure why they did that. Right? Like, you would think you could build it there. But no, you have to do it near it. So, yeah. So, like, we could build it ahead of time here. And once that actually starts having an effect, we know we can build water, right? And the same thing, right, along, like, 2 or 3 or 4 along the coastline is what we're going to aim for. We'll get to ports and shipyards. Once we get the water treatment facility, because that was in the base game, that was the hard thing. There were no water treatment facilities, there were no water boostment pumps. Right? But we can use that, yeah, like, one treatment facility here, and then a boost, which can be built on water. Right? And then build a line of these. Right? I only need to get to here to 3. Right? And then some water treatment plants in here. Boom. And then a couple of water packing plants down here. And you're good to go, baby. That will cover this thing. And then we just build a path. We build up the water infrastructure. And that will skyrocket. Right? We'll go from 150. So we'll go from base 450 to base 900. Which means all of this is very much within reach. Atmospheric humidifier. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Tent cities hold real quick. 2,500. So we need at least 30,000. Yeah, so this right here covers 3 open cities. And like I said, I think I consider this done when we have water, greenery, lots of life, and 3 open air cities. Alright, having said all that, we are done for the day. Thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Smash that bell, all that jazz. Even better to other videos and playthroughs I've done. Bestest, come on over and check me out live when I stream every Monday through Friday, life permitting. Thank you much for joining me, and until we see each other again, remember to be kind to one another. If you're watching live on YouTube, we are done with it. If you're watching on Twitch, I will run ads. And I will attempt to rate someone. Otherwise, I'll be back Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. I hope to see you then. Until we see each other again, remember to be kind to one another. This. One more save. Raid channels. So, Simus is Wednesday. Ari is Monday.
I need to Sparky! Hello! Welcome in! Sparky, how was your stream? Can we get a big shout out to Sparky, please? Sparky's an absolutely lovely streamer friend of mine. I hope you're hanging in there okay. Welcome in. How's it going? I hope your stream went well. Please, please, please go follow Sparky.